Amazing is that here you have this beautiful lady, full of love, full of compassion, with that energy. It's a very rare combination that you have everything all packed into one. Beauty, elegance, material wealth, and yet deep down in the hearts of hearts, heart of gold. Because she's doing this not for herself, but she's doing this out of her love to help and to empower others to enjoy the life and to have what she has. I can touch the sky. I know that
Bella, you come from the heart of your connection and you have a rich knowledge of actually making many people to millionaires. It's not just your work, it's your purpose. You found a way of living your life and you want to pass it forward.
She's also one of the most sincere, generous, and genuine people that I've
are not many times in life that meet someone like Stella Hope, so giving of her heart. She's already created the wealth that she would like to in life, but her main thing is helping people to find their purpose and passion in life, and helping people to have more time freedom with their family, to enjoy their children, to enjoy your systems to create wealth and the things that they want to do in life.
In talk one January to March, actually close all projects, and my revenue reach around 800.
Here is some of the results that I find very happy. I was able to communicate, understand my client and also my partner better. So that's why I closed my deal more effectively. Real estate deal that I closed for my client, I was able to generate 15,500 in commission.
She really has all the steps, the accountability, the mastermind. It was pivotal in my success.
Really blow my mind really. When I think money is if my person it's very fun. Mental block. Yeah, I saw a week everything can be possible because it's change.
And I do want to say, Stella did a process with me defining and clarifying that purpose so that it can actually to a larger audience.
Stella got amazing strategy. Not only did she help me think my business, she has provided me a clarification on how we operate my real business post lockdown. Your spirit takes life.
Sound decisions and justice of understanding the methods, design business systems, focusing on with the client's experience. And in terms of marketing strategies, business systems and processes, it really worked like it.
Standing back for good and trying times.
Trying to be Facebook group, like your published film, yeah. I'm excited to have you here today. I have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Stella Ho. Stella is the founder of Real Wealth Creation. For more than 25 years, she has created wealth just by shifting mindsets that has helped thousands of clients become millionaires with their real estate investment and consulting businesses. She helps coaches and consultants shift their mindset, create and scale their income using her mindset to profits and fear to power proprietary methods, guaranteed. Welcome to the show, Stella. Oh, I'm alive. Very special guest. My family member, someone that I am proud and honored to it's funny, this guest is too important for me not to say, let's just rework the schedule. I get I feel that I'm alive. Bring it up, I can dance, I know that
has made a difference for me, and I know she'll make a difference for you.
Your system still will be able to achieve the level of success to be able to create wealth.
Finally. Oh, I'm alive. And you call me when I hear you breathe. I get back. I feel that I'm alive. Bring it up to me. I can dance. I know that I'm alive. It's so hard on fire. Baby, with love. Baby, why? I'm to burn. And get much higher. My spirit takes flight. It's like a standing back through good and trying times.
I would recommend Stella for programs.
If you ever get a chance to work with Stella Ho, I highly recommend.
Stella Hope is the one I would absolutely highly recommend.
Instead of always listen to your thoughts change.
It's one of the best mentors I've ever had.
Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Create Your Infinite Wealth, and Happy New Year. So I'm in a colorful blouse, as you can see. Happy New Year to all of you. And yes, I know some of you have raised your hand. Let me see who's at the back. Yes. If you have any questions, post in the chat. The team will help you so that I can focus on giving my best out here. And we have a Q&A at the end. So all questions will be attended at the end of this whole webinar workshop. We'll attend to all your questions later on. Okay, can you all see me well? Okay, let me pin myself so that you can all see me on the screen. Okay, so, and before I begin, I want to say that I want to acknowledge each and every one of you for coming in for this workshop this evening. It is still New Year. It's only the 4th day of New Year, and you're taking time off your New Year celebration to attend this webinar. And I will really do all in my power to make it well worth your time, because this is something that is really, close to me. I really want to make it the best of your time, the best 90 minutes that will become the pivotal time for yourself. At the end of this webinar, you'll say that, hey, this is going to be something that will change my life. In the near future, and in the future, when you look back, you will say that, okay, on day 4 of Chinese New Year, this is the pivotal moment in your life that has changed your entire life. So today we're going to go through a series of understanding the investment in real estate so that you can actually retire, create this infinite wealth for yourself so that you can retire early in life. And without further ado, I want to begin this for you. So for those of you out here in this webinar, let me know if you are with number 1, if you have invested in real estate in Singapore before, number 1. Number 2, you've never done it before, no real estate investment, any kind of experience in any way. And number 3, if you have invested overseas before, let me know in the chat below. Okay, so let me know that I am giving you the strategies that can support each and individual of you separately. So go ahead and key in the chat. Let me know where you are. Okay, which space are you in? I can see on the chat, and just let me know. Okay, number 1. Okay, let me repeat again, just in case, we got confused. Number 1, you have invested in real estate before. Number 2, you've never done it before. And number 3, you've done it elsewhere outside Singapore. Yeah, because today we're going to cover things that are essential for you to understand how to invest in property, real estate in Singapore. Okay, this is a proven formula used in property investment that has helped many of my clients and myself generated over hundreds of dollars in revenue, in profits, without crazy capital down. So this is the exact formula that I'm going through with you guys so that you know this is something that you can do for yourself in the near future. Okay, guys, no response. Only one person has invested in real estate. Let me check whether I have actually enabled the chat. Maybe I've not enabled the chat, so I'm not seeing you guys. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, let me open it up, I guess. Attendees can chat with us. Okay, let me just make sure that the setup is all done. Sometimes with Zoom. Yeah, okay, now I can see mic number 1. Okay, great. Yeah, so go ahead and type in where you are so that we know where you are and we can help you in this growth. And this is what I want to share with you guys, because this is not something that is theory. It is really something that I have really done it for myself, and I'm taking this opportunity to really pass it on to you guys. So my next question is, how many of you would like to retire early in life? Comfortably. Give me a yes if you really want that for yourself. How manifestation do you want that to happen in your life? Yeah, Jenny, great. And yeah, no one else? Oh, it seems like no one wants to retire early. Yeah, some of you choose not to retire. I know that personally. The question is, do you want to retire early comfortably? Yeah, retirement is also a choice. What kind of retirement you want to go for? Some people's way of retirement is they still do some form of work. Yeah. So how many of you would like to have multiple properties? Build up this portfolio with positive cash flow? No one? Put in a yes if you're yes with me on all these questions, because otherwise you should not be here, because you are in this workshop because you really want to choose a journey for yourself. So what I'm covering this evening is really not theory. It's something that I've done with many people out there. Personally, I have more than 25 years of experience helping people build wealth in real estate. And these are some of my clients, developers, investors are my clients. And to be honest, your net worth and your network determines your net worth. And be in this community so that you can learn and model from the successes, from the networking, from the people here, from those who have done it before, so that you can be, ahead of others. So we are not talking about theory here. We're talking about what I done in the past before. Like many of you, I learned from mentors in many ways. I started my journey in real estate differently from many people out there. I've also gone ahead and learned from many mentors. I'm training myself every day in new things that has come into my life so that I can be ahead of my time. Yeah, these are some of my work experience, what I'm doing, the practical stuff that I do. Can you all see? Yeah, I apologize. Hang on. Okay, I have to play this separately. There's this thing about YouTube nowadays, when you actually include this into your system, sometimes they don't play it the way you want it to be. So that's the way of making you update your system accordingly. So bear with me, sometimes all these glitches happen in the system. Things that's encrypted into your system, sometimes it just doesn't work. Interesting. It's never happened before. Okay, let's go. I know there's no sound because YouTube refused to play the sound. Hang on, the sound is on.
The most often used.
You know why? Because I think they want me to play the advert first.
The average price of goods and services in a representative household basket, weighted by how much is spent on them. Now, if the CPI rises, then it means that the prices of goods and services within that basket has risen. Now, sometimes.
Interesting. They changed my clip. Oh my. Are you seeing the screen? Okay, anyway, in short, these are the stuff that I have ever done in my entire life. I've been in the real estate market for more than 25 years, and this is really, truly what I care for. So as you guys see, just now, YouTube loves that I share something else. So I'm more than 25 years of experience in real estate. I've done many transactions in many ways in order to be able to share this. And this is really in me that I really want to share what I've gone through myself so that you can make the right decisions for yourself and then you can go ahead investing in real estate. Okay, for more than 20 years, I started this journey myself, not just as someone who's in the real estate industry transacting properties, but also as a personal investor. I've invested in properties. I started with a real estate, which is freehold, a 4-story apartment. And I went on to buy en bloc properties like Airview Towers, Riverwalk, which of course Riverwalk, we sold it because we know that this is something that we're doing the whole long term. Why? Because potentially it is not going for en bloc in the short term then. Okay, I'm not saying now, I'm saying then. And Katong Mall was later transacted as an en bloc property, so known as 112 Katong right now. So some of you who are much younger, you don't know what these properties were before. Yeah, the name is different now. Yeah. And of course, we got into development at different stages because the market was for us. So property investing is not just about investing in those property that give you multiple cash flows, multiple streams of cash flow, also for properties that potentially give you capital gains. And it is following sometimes the trend of the property, knowing what is good to invest at that point in time. So my goal for this training, what's my goal for this training, guys? My goal for this training is for you to exponentially create your infinite wealth with exit strategy in life so that you can have quality retirement through mastering property investment. And the only way you can master property investing is to understand what's the proven way of doing it. So in this workshop, in the next 80 minutes or so, you're going to get some experience through walking my journey, understanding how it's done, and then doing those strategies and techniques I've used before. Of course, at different markets, some of you will say, oh, the market is different now, it's more expensive, I can't do this and that. There is many ways of strategizing according to what is it in the market. I mean, so this is for you, if you're someone, a newbie, and you want to buy your first property. So this is the right workshop for you. Or you are this seasoned investor and you're looking to build a portfolio that generates cash flow for you and create this generation wealth for legacy planning. Like personally for me, yeah, I look young. However, I have 3 children. I'm looking at legacy planning since a long time ago when I started this investment journey when I first graduated from school. Because the earlier you invest in real estate, the higher chances of you being able to be in control of your life, how you want to live your life differently from the rest of the people. So if you stay until the end, you're going to get our potential property, en bloc property guide and shortlist. You know, you guys can see that I speak very fast. If you want me to slow it down for you, let me know. Yeah, I'm very, very used to speaking at lightning speed. Anyway, yeah. So if you want this, stay until the end to get a free copy. This is for those attendees who attend till the end of this workshop. Okay, so if you implement the strategies that are covered in this workshop, there is the beginning of your journey of creating your infinite wealth for you and your family. So how many of you have children? Let me know if you have children. Yeah, put a yes there if you have children and there is a chance that you want to build generational wealth for your children. I think many of you out there, you potentially have children or intend to have children in the future. And you know that property is an ever-growing kind of market. This chart shows that in the property prices from 1970s to 2020. Okay, and as you can see, it is an upward graph. Regardless of the fact that there are some years that it dipped down, it still go higher than the previous low. So this is the sense of the property game in Singapore. It is not a short-term get-rich kind of strategy. So if you're someone who's looking at, hey, I want to invest in real estate and then get rich fast, this is not the place for you. I'm not teaching you a strategy that get rich fast overnight. This is not like those kind of scheme. Okay, we're talking about property that gives you returns on a mid to long term basis and using different strategy to give you short to long, the midterm returns and those with potential upside of 30% the day you buy these properties, which is en bloc. Okay, I personally have been in this en bloc industry for more than 25 years, which is why I feel that it's time for me to come out here and share as much as possible with many people who are curious about this specific niche market. Okay, so what is property returns? There are many types of property returns, but let's understand that most of the properties in Singapore are guided by property valuation method to determine the price of the value of the property. So the valuation is actually analyzed by the price and or value in this sense. And some of the returns on the property are this terminology called yield. So what is yield? Yield is actually the price of rental over the property price. Okay, this is actually the formula to determine the gross yield. So what's happening in the market is a lot of people do not understand this particular property yield kind of numbers. Let me just be open and transparent. A lot of people out there are teaching you gross yield. Gross yield means that it has not accounted for the cost of holding the investment, which is why some of the people who bought properties then realize that, hey, this person guides me to invest in a certain class of property. However, after taking away all the costs, technically, there is no return because you have to pay for the cost of property maintenance, the sinking fund, the legal, and etc., which was not mentioned to you. So the net yield, net of cost, turns out to be so much lower than the gross yield, such that it is just in name, you actually own a property with positive cash flow and return. However, it does not, that's not the reality of things at the end of the day. So personally, as someone who has gone through proper training, as well as I'm a licensed valuer myself, I know that the importance of knowing the different classification of calculating your property returns so that you know you are investing in the right property. So in order to know the ROI is also a totally different calculation than total returns on the property. So it's an understanding of the science behind the property. So I must also tell you that even though for someone who has invested so much in property, I have no personal attachment to properties. It is something that you must look at it from an investment's perspective. Otherwise, if you're going into property with the intention of having a consumer mindset and being fixated about the property, sentimental values, etc., chances are you might not make money from the property. Okay, let's just be very, very logical, very scientific about real estate. Okay, so what is this capitalization rates? These capitalization rates are usually rule of thumb. I say rule of thumb, used by valuers for institutional funds when they study investing in real estate, whether it's an office building. As you can see, I've done several kind of transactions in the market over the 25 years, more than 13 billion worth of real estate in Singapore. And personally, I also have a lot of investments in real estate. So residential typically in the market is 3%. Okay, so the capitalization rate is 3% to determine whether this property is giving you a decent return. And that's a calculation of valuation. Okay, this is more for the valuers to calculate the valuation. And office is in the range of 4 to 5%, industrial 6%. Why so? There is a price versus the rent, and that's the capitalization rate. Yeah. And also importantly, you must also understand that sometimes the cap rate will change over the years because of market conditions, because of how things have changed in the market. So understand that first. Okay, just rule of thumb, don't go into the detailed calculation. I know Daniel is helping you guys that is more from, okay, some people interchangeably use cap rate with yield. Okay, so in this perspective, I'm giving you the capitalization rate in the sense of valuation. Yield is a different perspective. Right now, property market is crazy, rental market is crazy. So sometimes you also see that your net yield or your gross yield is higher than the cap rate. Okay, so there is a slight difference, but we're not going into the technicality. Daniel is trained, so he can share more with you guys as well. Yeah, so personally, let me introduce myself. I'm an author myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an investor, a mother of 3. I'm a property strategist. I'm more than 20 years, 25 actually. Yeah, 25 years of experience in real estate investment. And I have not helped my clients and myself really in this industry, investing and transacting in multi-million properties so far. And of course, you understand that market here is very different, very unique. It's pretty challenging market. And personally, I've dedicated my life, at least for the next 50 years of my life, if I live to hundreds, to helping people create and leverage wealth so that you can protect your family's future, make you feel empowered and protected, secure, and avoid trading time for money. That is so important to me. And avoid the stress of financial insecurity and with no time for health. And also having that bonding time with your children. Okay, I'm about to put you in control of your life in just 3 simple steps. Okay, the 3 simple secrets that will shift you today, which will help you in many ways achieve your success in your property investing journey. So when time and money is no longer a concern and you can enjoy life, okay? This is a breakthrough I want to share with you guys. So I personally trained in 2019, I was in Nanjing in one of the international event training on property, giving talks on the property. I was a keynote speaker there. I've trained in corporate trainings for mindset, for properties, giving consultation to individuals on their property journey as well. So personally, in 2018, I have helped Far East organization purchase a 28 residential unit in the XAA Center. This was a very unique transaction. It's not en bloc. It is probably first and one of its kind. 28 units transacted to the commercial owner who is owning the majority share of the building as well in terms of share value. However, in terms of strata floor area, they are not the majority. That's the technicality of en bloc sales. So in this case, we didn't go to an en bloc strategy. We went into a bulk sales strategy. Far East managed to purchase it at a very good rate for themselves. I think they are laughing to the bank right now because the market has actually run in the last 2 years. Of course, for the owners, there many of them have also gone ahead and purchased other properties, and they receive a very good deal for their deal. Then, in fact, most of them are on top of the reserve price. By the time we close the deal, most of them achieve $500,000 more than their original expectations above reserve price, much ahead. Okay. And I have also transacted Clementi Mall. If some of you live in the West, you know about Clementi Mall. Katong Mall is another en bloc that I've done. 1 Phillip Street, 1 Finlayson Green, Paramount Hotel and shopping centers. These are the many deals that I handled in the past. So in terms of institutional kind of mindset, developer mindset, this is something that I'm constantly in touch with in the market. So just now I mentioned 1 Finlayson Green, in fact, it was sold higher than the reserve price to the buyer then. It was 2520 then for a freehold office building. 1 and 3 Phillip Street was sold to Royal Brothers, and Aviva Building Cecil House was also done in a 101 million deal. Other properties include Myrtle Hotel, Paramount Shopping Center, Clementi Mall. Clementi Mall was actually an appointment by the government, and we managed to sell it also way above the original intended valuation. So it is knowing what is the special uniqueness of each property to achieve different successes for each property. So this page shows some of the collective sales, which is called en bloc in Singapore. Dragon mentioned, in fact, we were one of the first to initiate the first 99 years transaction en bloc property in Singapore. That's now, it is actually at Beach Road. Is a Soho building. So as in the end, as operated as Soho building, is a 99 years. On top of that, it has warehouse, office, industrial, shops, residential in one building. Many of you would not know that building by now, but it was one of the very first actually that was the first 99 years because we were the first who went to SLA and asked for top up, understand the top up arrangements for en bloc sales. And from there on, there were many more 99 years properties being sold. Of course, you can see 520 million. There's Cha Yong Garden, also another unique transaction, Clan Association of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. And we sold it. Original was 260 million was the reserve price. We changed the reserve price. We launched it and we changed the price one day before we put it up for sale. Why? Because we know where's the market and how to adjust the price accordingly. So as a buyer, even for your en bloc properties, you need to know the potential of the property and the market in order to price yourself ahead of the market and yet not totally out of the market. There's a very fine art and science behind this. Of course, many more property transactions. So here's what people don't know about me. I'm not special. I'm like one of you. I was born in a kampong. My time, there was still kampong, probably the last few. And that's me at the back, this square face out there, over here. And after that, we actually shift to a HDB flat and begin our journey there with my family when the kampong was removed out from Singapore. At 15 years old, I wanted to become a businesswoman. That was my decision at 15 years old. However, I wasn't a very hardworking student, so I wasn't able to get into the course that I wanted to. I want to study business, so I couldn't get into business. So I ended up in real estate. I had to choose real estate as the choice, and unfortunately, there was a dumping ground then. No one wants to go to real estate because there was a dumping ground. Nobody knows about the course that even exists. However, I look at the modules, it has a marketing, which is close to what I want, business. So I chose that as my course. Of course, by now, it is probably one of the highest sought after courses in the university right now. So lucky for me, by chance, I ended up with a square head in real estate and I started my journey in valuation. And why do I go into valuation? Because I wanted the foundation of real estate, because I know that the valuer would have the basics to understand the calculation of real estate. So I wanted my license. And for valuation, it's not easy to get the license. It is not just by number of experience, it's also by recognition by your bosses, whether they want to approve you with the license. So technically I can sign valuation reports. I can set up valuation firm. And to me, it's a bit like taxi license, Some of you, get a Grab license, get a taxi license so that you can survive in the world. So in this journey, what happened was I started in real estate working for MNCs. However, I had to work 24/7 because collective sales owners, we talk to them on weekends in the night. I had no time for my children. I ended up helping many people make millions, and I was busy working and had no time for my children. What is good also is in this journey, I also realized that I have to make myself comfortable early in life. So my ex-boyfriend then, my husband now, we decided to invest in real estate when we first graduated from school. So just like I mentioned, the 4-story walkout apartment was the first property investment that we went in. Like any ordinary Singaporean, we queue for HDB flat. Yeah, in fact, there was no proposal. There was let's go and queue HDB flat because it's going to take us like many years to get our queue number. So we went in our 3rd or 4th year of university to queue for the HDB flat. However, financial crisis hit in 1998. So you know how old I am. And financial crisis hit. And one day he just came to me and said, hey, let's cancel our queue. I don't think we should go for the HDB flat. I was like, huh? Okay. And then we started analyzing the market. 1998, he just graduated from school. I was, just 1 year ahead of him because of NS, right? So we decided to start looking out for opportunities. So every crisis is actually another opportunity for those who know and want it for themselves. So what happened is we ended up with a 4th story walk-up apartment at about 450,000 thereabout. When the HDB flat was probably 200 over thousand by then, by the time we calculate, we get the Q is 200 over thousand. So 200 over thousand for HDB flat then, 99 years versus a private property, 450,000 for freehold, and we could take our rental income, was a better deal then. So we went ahead and purchased that 4-story walkout apartment. And that begins our entire wealth building journey in real estate. So I like you guys to really ponder and think for yourself. What do you have an exit strategy for you in life? And what about, the question about whether you're investing in the right property investment and end up with rotten eggs. Some people invest in the wrong ones. I've friends in the real estate industry who tells me they don't invest in real estate because there are people who make the wrong decision and they end up with a rotten egg and they have to suffer with a rotten egg for the longest time in their life. And that drains their, not just their money, but also the energy. So the next questions that you want to ask yourself is, do you have the money to retire? How to retire and retire when? These are the questions that you really have to ask yourself at the very beginning of your journey. I started in my 25 years old, thereabout, to purchase because I knew I want an exit strategy early in life. Because of my journey in corporate world, I have no time for my children. I really don't want to work my entire life. And because of my father's journey, I know that my father works from 8:30 to 2:30. I don't want to repeat what he was going through in his life and have to work like crazy in order to provide for the family. So what I'm saying is, this story that I'm sharing with you is, if I can do it, then you can do it too. It's just changing according to the market conditions. However, in this workshop, I'm going to show you how. Okay, so these are some of the properties that I mentioned earlier by knowing how to leverage and also invest in the right pot of gold. So you just have to start with the right pot of gold. The first one we had was this 4-story apartment that actually gains us a good capital return when we sold it. We didn't wait for it to en bloc because we invested, as a new graduate, we have to balance cash flow. So we went ahead to Airview Towers, and Airview Towers was a property we bought at 900,000 then, and we sold at 3 million with the en bloc potential. Many years later, Ocean Apartments was also sold en bloc. Probably, maybe the owners get about 700 over thousand. However, we already made in multiple millions by the time, we move on to the other properties investment. So it's knowing when to enter, when to exit without the attachment. Can you imagine that was my first so-called matrimonial home? If I hold on the attachment to the property, I probably wouldn't have sold it. And I would hold to it and then realize that perhaps, I don't get the kind of multiple gains because I had this attachment to the first property. So the concept that we're going to go through this evening is to understand that we can use property investment to create wealth and legacy, and it's an exit strategy for your job, not just your job, your life. Robert Kiyosaki talks about rich people, don't work for money. They actually use money to work for them. So top billionaires create wealth with property investment. Many of you may think that some of these people work and then those businesses actually gains them the multiple millions. The truth, the reality of things is a lot of times it is the property investing that has gained them more wealth. In fact, I work with many investors in Singapore. Some of them are major F&B companies in Singapore. And to be honest, when they make money, they will park to buy real estate. Why? Because it's a forced saving. It gets them to achieve the results. So the concept of compounding interest, okay? So if you save $1 a day, for, of course, in Singapore terms, $1 a day for 66 years. At 3% is 75,000. At 6% is 200,000. At 10% is 2.75. And it goes on and on to 15%, 50 million, etc. So saving $1 a day for 66 years achieve that. However, property could multiply the effects if you know how to invest it correctly, like I mentioned, right, 900,000 became a 3 million. It is multiple folds of the compounded interest. So we are talking about both compounding it safely, yeah, with an asset, as well as asset. I talk about asset, not debt. Okay, some people buy debt. I'm talking about asset. And then on top of that, you have capital gains as well as rental return. So let's just organize ourselves and know which mindset are you on. I'd like you guys to answer it truthfully for yourself. Which category are you in? Investor versus consumer mindset. Which category? A property investor use a very scientific approach. There's no attachment to property. And the consumers follow the herd, have emotions to invest. So when people say, okay, let's go for industrial, everybody goes for industrial. Some people say, oh, go for Sentosa, everyone rush for Sentosa. And when people say go overseas, oh, let's go for overseas. And oh, this thing will give you passive income. You just run and follow the herd. So those are consumer mindset. We want to move to the investor mindset, to know the scientific calculation for every investment that you go for, so that you can know when to enter, when to exit, and whether there is a better opportunity going for you. Okay, so we want to be looking for the golden egg in the market. What is a golden egg? The golden egg is a property with the upside potential. Right from the beginning, you buy it. You know it has this potential that it's just waiting for the time to hatch. Whereas the golden goose property that people often choose for are those which are in good location. Everybody talks about, oh, the potential of this property. You're probably purchasing it at below market value so that you can actually have the upside. And then maybe it gives you cash flow, etc., etc. Those are golden goose property. We want to search for the golden eggs, not the golden goose, because once you cut the golden goose, there's no more golden goose anymore. You want the golden egg so that you have more eggs there. In fact, property is a game which is quite simple. Almost everyone makes money with property if you enter at the right time. Yeah, that is the fact. Because when the market trend up and you enter at the low point, you exit at the high point, you surely actually make money. Even if there is government policies, inflation, whatsoever, at the right time, you will also make money. However, we want to be good investors in the market. We want to know how to leverage so that when the tides come down, you don't stand naked to the tide. Yeah, when the market changes, you want to be, you know that you still have this property that generates you positive income and have the upside that you can look forward to. So as true investors, right, we want to look at mid to short term numbers, exit strategy, and know how to exit or enter safely. So I want to cover this because a lot of people, who likes McDonald's? Anyone likes McDonald's? Yes. McDonald's is my happy meal. Yeah, when I feel that I want to reward myself, I go for McDonald's. That's me. It is my happy meal without buying the happy meal. So many people think that McDonald's is a F&B business. If you go into the research, you will know that it is not an F&B business. It is a real estate business. They are actually very good in investing in real estate all over the world to create generation wealth, legacy growth for McDonald's. So McDonald's is that unique company that appears as a F&B. However, the back end is actually a real estate company, and they know how to grow this wealth. So what are the type of properties that you can invest in? Okay, let me just categorize for you. Residential can be apartment, condominium, landed. Of course, landed, there's many other subcategories: strata, landed, terrace, semi-D, bungalows, good class bungalows, etc. Okay, let's just broaden it. Landed, apartment, 2 categories for simplicity. Commercial, there is office and shops. And industrial, there's B1 category, B2 category, okay, all the property types. Of course, you still have hotels and other types of property. We're talking about consumer, okay, retail buyers properties. Okay, we call it retail buyers instead of the high-end institutional funds, okay, for understanding purpose. So, however, through the understanding of the real estate in many aspects, to know that one of the best opportunity in the market is actually en bloc. To me, that is a golden egg in property investment. If you understand how to enter, buy the right property, you actually generate multiple folds compared with just buying a property that gives you passive income or cash flow on a month-to-month to so-called provide that retirement for yourself with an exit strategy at the end. The golden egg is a property with the upside of 30% the day you buy it. So identifying, negotiating such properties will give you an upside the day you buy it, not the day you sell it. So that's important knowing that. However, the question is, then you ask me, but I don't have the money to enter real estate. I don't know how to buy that golden egg. So we are going through a process and understanding a training of strategies and techniques for you to buy that golden egg without putting crazy money down. Okay, for more than 25 years, I discovered this journey the hard way around because I invested and I learned through my mistakes. So if you have been struggling on your own, this is probably why you are looking for the answers yourself. You are searching for it yourself and you do not know what is the right step to take, which is why you feel that you are not in the right position. You don't have the money. You don't know how to buy properties. You don't know what steps to buy, what steps to take. You don't know how to leverage. So these are all the various objections and you're taking on more debt. So if you have been struggling, this is probably why, because I started this way. I started figuring out myself. And which is also the reason why I feel that this is a time for me to really put it out in the market and really share it as many people as possible. Because I feel very strongly that I want to help as many people as possible, especially during and after the pandemic when I saw so many people suffer. In fact, I was in Phuket just a few days ago. I just returned this morning. And I feel very sad that a lot of people lost their livelihood. A lot of shops in Phuket are totally closed. I think it's the same here in Singapore. For the past 2 years, many people lost their business, lost their job. And I know that the reason why a lot of the other people who can survive well ahead in life is because they made the right decisions to earn the income and invest correctly early in life. And that gives them the right exit strategy early in life. So many of you are like me, right? Went through traditional education. You're told to study hard and find a good job. I started that way too. Find a good job, be a valuable, earn 1,000 for a month. But I took a plunge. I made a decision. Even though I was earning $1,400 a month, I invested in real estate. I had no money then. So if you're saying I have no money, I started with no money. Then you say, okay, the market is different now. There's no difference. Whether you start then or now, you will still achieve the result in 10 to 5, 10, 20 years, depending on what you invest in. It is a journey. Like I said earlier, property is not a short-term game. It is a mid to long term. If not now, when? The question to you is, if not now, when? If you have not done it, are you going to wait the next 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? So traditionally, we are told to save money, buy your HDB flat. First HDB flat. I did queue, save money, work as a part-time real estate agent while I was in university in order to create the base. Then of course you're told to, okay, after you pay, buy your HDB, then you slowly upgrade to private apartment. Pay up the loan, then buy more properties. If you don't pay up, don't buy. It's very dangerous because you may lose everything overnight. Okay, then the next thing that people tell you is property is very expensive. Don't buy now. Wait for recession. Inflation. Yeah. Then you follow the herd. You say, okay, people say don't buy. I also don't buy. Then, okay, downgrade when you retire. I want to share with you a story. I have a friend. He has a very decent job. His wife too. So he sold his property probably 10 years ago when I knew him. And then he was told that property is expensive. Don't buy now. Wait. So he started waiting. He sold his property, have returns, good profit. Then he waited. A few years ago, before the pandemic, he bought a landed property. He was waiting to buy that perfect property, freehold, landed, for many years. And he did not dare to enter the market because everyone tells him property is expensive, don't buy now, wait first. And the next thing is he waited until it really became very expensive and he could no longer enter with his cash flow. So he had to choose an alternative, which is a 99 years landed, because he wanted to live in landed. Had he made the decision to buy the very first landed, even though it was expensive, he would have made multiple folds. Yeah. So what is the other options? Learn about property investing, position yourself for your first purchase and upgrade. That's my journey. Have a dream board for retirement. How do you want to retire? Select properties with high ROI, return on investment. Implement the acquisition. Like my friend, he didn't implement, he was thinking about investing in real estate, in landed for the longest time, and he did not implement that move. So he lost out. So leverage, learn to leverage, do smart leveraging so that you can own multiple properties and yet you're in a position, to be comfortable and yet can retire very comfortably. Okay, so create passive income for your property purchase. That's another strategy that is important so that you can maximize the value of a property while holding it and give you returns. Especially now when the rental market is fantastic, you can actually get very good returns right now. My son says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. 15 years old, I decided, I made a decision, I want to be a businesswoman, can't be a businesswoman, so be it. Okay, went with the flow, went to real estate and decided buy the first property. And from there on, there was no turning back, okay? So over here, I'm going to cover 3 secrets to create wealth through property investing. Secret number 1, why en bloc properties are the gold mine property investments in Singapore, and how to identify, negotiate, and close these properties. There's some technicalities here, but I'm keeping it as simple as possible so that everyone here who is starting on the same common ground will understand. Some of you may know it more, some of you less. However, you all start on the same ground, simple terms. And secret number 2, how to restructure, reposition, and negotiate, and to reconfigure the property to give you positive passive income while holding this property that not only pays you passive income, but also pay off the mortgage installment, okay, while waiting for this golden egg to hatch. Secret number 3 is how the wealthy, ultra wealthy, multiply and maximize their property investing so that they can actually own multiple properties and yet have other people fund this investment for them. Okay, so these are the 3 secrets that we're going to cover this evening. So secret number 1. Okay, why en bloc properties are the gold mine property investment in Singapore, and how do we identify, negotiate, and close on these properties? Before I go there, I want you guys to identify yourself. Where are you in terms of your journey? So let me know whether you are in your 30s, 30. If you're in the 30s, you're in the 40s, 50s, or 60. Drop in the chat below. Why so? So that each category of people may also shift their property investing journey slightly differently. Yeah. So let us know which category are you in, because where you are in will determine how you invest in property to provide for you or your legacy planning. Okay, let us know where are you at. So this will make a difference for yourself. For some of you, you say, okay, I don't have children. Okay, maybe there is categories of people. However, it could be your legacy for a charity, for a religious, space that you go to, a church or something that you can generate wealth for them, or some people actually dedicate their life to charitable organization, you can also offer this to others. Yeah. So there are some key elements. Only 2 of you, I see beyond 60. The rest of you, let us know where are you in terms of age, so we can help you more in terms of understanding. Yeah. No, it's never too late. Might ask, is it too late? Yeah. Never too late. If not now, when? Okay. Some of you are in your 40s, some of you are in your 50s and 60s. Go ahead. Put in the chat. Let us know where you are at in your journey. It only means that at different age group, your strategy of investing will change slightly in order to be either is a wealth creation journey, wealth preservation journey, or legacy planning journey. Okay, just basically these categories. So the key elements when we look at unblocked properties, developers' mindset or the individual purchasing unblocked properties are some of these categories. Let me just run through with you one by one. Okay, we look at land use planning in Singapore. Some of you would know, some of you don't know. Singapore is actually designed by this thing called master plan. There are 33 concept plans. Although over the years, they seldom talk about these concept plans anymore. That is formed by 33 concept plans. And then there is regional planning. There's also sometimes on an ad hoc basis, they change some of the planning for different segments. Yeah, whether it's heritage or conservation whatsoever, or sometimes a street block design, street block change. Recently, I was talking to a group of owners who own this whole row of shophouses near Orchard Road. There is a very unique position in Singapore, and the authorities give them some changes to the street block plans, which allow them to look at the potential holding differently. Yeah. So we also need to understand what's the market sentiments right now in the market. Where is it at? Is it like, for example, in the past, there was a point in time when small apartments are more attractive. During and after the pandemic, it became, right now, the big apartments, the big properties are getting more interest. Why? Because when we were all locked down, everyone wants space, right? And sometimes you find that there's not enough space, and then you get stressed about, being too close to your family, and you need space to study, you need space to work, etc., etc. Okay. So, source of developers' preference is also the other thing. Some developers has preference for 99 years, some freehold, some commercial, some residential. What are the changes in the market which will determine the different types of en bloc that is potentially they'll look at different point in time. So how do they select land for en bloc? It's also based on source of land. 1, private land sales. 2, government land sales. And cost of land is the other determinant that will decide whether they buy the specific land or they move on to the next. Why is this important? Because it will help you determine the calculation for purchasing the en bloc property for yourself, whether it makes sense to buy that property at a certain price. Otherwise, you may end up with a rotten egg. That's what I'm talking about. So cost of construction, holding cost in the market has changed as well. Supply and demand of new properties in the market also determine whether they want to replenish the land. The price of new properties and the price of resale properties also will frame the investment strategy for developers to buy land. We are sharing with you secrets from a developer's perspective when buying land, which will help you determine what kind of choices you make in life, okay, for your own purchase. So this is a master plan. I talk about the different region, the central region, east region, northeast region, north region, west region. And in each space, there's also detailed planning, regional planning. And like, for example, in the east, Paya Lebar is also one of the areas of growth because around Paya Lebar MRT station, they work on the redevelopment potentials in the surrounding. So what are the potential growth there? So we want to look at the land use in the surrounding and whether potentially in the 5, 10, 20 years, the land in the surrounding will change the use. Okay, gone are the days when you have like apartments which are low plot ratio and being changed to 2.8 or plot ratio. Most of those en bloc has already happened in the past. However, there are still untapped potential in terms of knowing what's the pricing of the resale properties in the market currently for those properties and the potential upside of the land price in the surrounding in order to determine what's the best property that you want to invest in with the unblocked potential. All right, so it's just mathematical. We'll go through that together. So just like I mentioned, land sales. So we study what's in the market in terms of land sales, whether the government is releasing more land, releasing less land, where are these land at? So that's also a sign of the potential growth of the surrounding area, whether they are pushing for growth in those areas. That's also helping us identify the growth areas. The government land sales are published regularly, and what's being sold, how much the developer are buying it, helps us determine whether there's a potential for the en-bloc properties you hold on to. Okay, so these are some of the transactions in up to now, close to now. Balmec Court, one of the latest, that was done at 1106 per square feet per plot ratio. Don't go into that. Oh, I don't understand what's per square feet per plot ratio. Per square feet per plot ratio means per square foot per gross floor area. What is gross floor area? Gross floor area is the land times the plot ratio, which gives them the gross floor area buildable on this piece of land. So when we use a price, we actually divide by the GFA, which gives you the per plot ratio, including development charge. Why is it per plot ratio? Because chances are some of the properties you need to pay for the development charge, which is for building up the property, and also the premium for topping up the lease if it's 99 years. Okay, these are the two main things for that, which rounds up to a per plot kind of value. Of course, then we had recently there's Ming Arcade. Ming Arcade, I was on this project, I think over 20 years ago. Tough job, not easy to happen. Why did it happen now? Have you ever questioned yourself, why can Ming Arcade be sold now? One, it has a majority owner. Two, pandemic time, I think a lot of commercial units suffered. Yeah. And three, perhaps there is different strategy of holding for some of these majority owners. So knowing which property has what kind of ownership helps you to determine whether you want to be in there as well. For the longest time, the owners there are like generating rental of only $500 per month. Not enough to pay the sinking fund and the maintenance charges. So the holding cost itself is very expensive if you enter at the wrong time. However, of course, there are some property owners who actually own it much ahead. Then, those are like, those are profit to them, whatever they're holding now. So of course, then you have the rest, Euro-Asia Apartment, Chuan Park, and Lakeside, Tangling Shopping Center, Golden Mile, and etc. So the question is, do you want to land with your first pot of gold and land it correctly so that you don't have a rotten egg but a golden egg in your hands that can actually give you the return? So I mentioned this strategy earlier on about investing into freehold property when I first graduated instead of HDB. For evaluating purposes, let me know whether that was a wise decision from your perspective. Okay. Then queuing for HDB probably cost me $250,000, 99 years HDB, 1998, crisis time. It's Ocean Apartment. This is not exact picture. It no longer exists. I couldn't even find that picture because I didn't take a picture of it before. However, this is the closest. It's a walkout apartment like that. 4th story. Freehold. I purchased $450,000. Was it a good deal then, in your opinion, instead of a $250K HDB flat? If you agree, say yes. If you don't agree, say no. You think it wasn't a wise decision. Go ahead. Go ahead and share. Okay. Some of you say yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. If you will know, let me know why. Okay. Maybe you have something to teach me. Yeah. Okay. That allows me to enter first real estate. I was only earning $1,400 a month as a valuer. On top of commission, maybe I draw 1,008. Net of CPF back to 1,004. my boyfriend then was earning about double my income 2008 because he was in a government related companies, a government company. So he's a man, so he get a higher pay 2008. So net of expenses, that leaves us very little disposable income. However, we are not getting married early then, so we were able to position it for rental and give us some lead time to save, at the same time organize the cash flow to own property. So it's also about how do you organize your own cash flow to own a private property. I love to share stories. One of my best friend, she started with later you'll hear her story. Anyway, I shared that as well here. She started with a 3-room flat thinking that she cannot afford. And then she went into a penthouse and thinking that she cannot afford. But by breaking it down in numbers to know what is the disposable income level for themselves, they were able to own a private freehold penthouses when I first asked her to upgrade to. Today, she's happily enjoying her life, traveling around the world with a penthouse right now, staying in a penthouse, probably fully paid by now or close to fully paid. And then, and have a lot of income and ready for to move on if they want to. So it is about the first pot of gold. And of course, we move on to add on another portfolio, which is called AirView Towers. When we bought AirView Towers, we are still low income earner then. Yeah, relatively low income earner. However, we did smart leveraging so we could own that second property. And with that, it self-paid for itself. We're able to sell it at $3 million kind of return. 3 million minus 900,000, quite a good deal, right? Yeah. If you agree, let me know if you agree. Who wants to earn $3 million soon? Manifest that to become a reality. Okay. And so these are my total investment of learning all this, is actually walking that journey of 25 years and spending millions of dollars. So in this time that you're spending with me, I'm going to save you 10 to 15 years of your time learning all this. Yeah, I went through this journey, in fact, 25 years, so that you are in the right position. Whether a market crash or not, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the property market goes up and down. We want to know that when the market crash, there's also an opportunity and how do you enter and when do you enter. And even if the market is flat, what is your holding risk? These are all mathematical because we know that property is not a get rich fast solution. It is a get rich wise solution. Yeah, in my opinion, get rich wise solution. So it is about knowing how to position yourself with little or no holding risk, even if the market changes. And recently there was this article saying that cooling of en bloc market expected this year with new measures on floor area. Yeah. As a spokesperson for property before, I know how this media works and how it affects the market in various ways. And let's not dwell into that. But more important is understand that the ABSD was raised for developer to 40%. So it means that there's higher risk for developers. Hence, the market will slow down. Bigger sites like Kensington Park, Loyang Valley has no takers. The question is, was there still a transaction? Just now I went through, saw the transaction this year. Was there still transaction? Barnett Court, Ming Arcade, is there? Yeah, do you say yes if you saw those transactions that I just posted? My question to you is this a crisis or an opportunity for you if you have not been in the market as yet? It is actually an opportunity for you if you know how to buy. Because you can actually enter at more realistic price because those with no holding power for en bloc will have to exit the market. So it will become an opportunity if you're ready. Ready with the techniques, cash flow, strategy, exit strategy. Bear in mind that laws do change, market cycles too. You saw the up and down curve running up and down. So at some point, developers have to replenish land. And some developers, they don't buy 99 years property. Some developers buy big 99 years property. So property really is a mid to long term kind of wealth creation legacy game plan. So in fact, I started 25 years ago investing in en bloc sales, right? At that point in time, there was no major sites for 99 years transactions. Like I said, we started with the first one, and then subsequently there were a few more. But however, most of it were freehold because there was still a lot of land choices. And later on, maybe a decade later, there was a lot more 99 years transaction and huge sites. Why? Because opportunity arise for the China developers to come into Singapore, and for them it's economies of scale. Buying one small property, they put in the same effort. Buying a huge plot of land also gives them the returns, but multiple folds, and they are very used to buying big stuff. So there were a lot of transactions then in those years to 99 years leasehold property to China developers. Currently, now because of the market has changed, some of them are not here, some of them are still here. There is consortiums owning this property. So you see, the strategies do change from time to time, and we need to know what's in the market. So knowing it helps a lot more. So who does this workshop works for? If you're newbie to property investing, you want to own property and look for expanding your portfolio, you're looking to create this retirement fund for yourself and have this exit strategy in life for yourself and your family. And it's for wealth creation. When I first started, I was looking at wealth creation first because I was only in my 20s. I was looking at wealth creation. At right now, close to the digit 5, I'm looking at legacy planning. How many of you agree that our children or grandchildren will find property very expensive in the future or already expensive? You agree? Of course, I'm not saying that you have to leave all this for them, but there is a potential that some of you may choose to build this legacy so they can pass it on. Do you agree that you want to help some of these kids, your children, so that they can get started ahead in life? In fact, I was very happy when my son is 17 this year. We traveled in Japan 21 days in December. So my son said that he wants to own hundreds of properties in future. I was very glad to hear that. I thought he would be quite down to earth, not interested. And when he told me, Mom, in future, I'm going to own hundreds of properties all around the world, I was truly happy because we probably in what we're doing for these past years has given him that role model to model for his life. And he knows that having the right property investment does help people to exit with wealth creation. So this is a story of Mrs. Juliana. She was a typical middle class. When she started, they don't have family help. The husband and wife was getting married and they bought a 3-room HDB flat. And then she told me, I'm going to retire here for life. I said, Mrs. Juliana, if you're my friend, never do that. So because I'm one of her best friends, she listened to me. A few years later, I told her it's time to upgrade. So she moved on and listened to us and think that she cannot upgrade because she was still in the very early years of her career. And with the right financial planning, she was able to own the executive apartment, Maisonette, in the East. And a couple of years later, because of that, the journey with us, she decided that, hey, it's time to upgrade again. Yeah. And this time she went to a freehold penthouse. I recall she paid something like 958,000 then. She owned the entire floor. Even though she don't own the lands, the strata floor space outside, it was a single floor, private unit. In these days, it's called private unit. Then no private unit. And it's freehold. If she has not taken the step to move up and make choices, even though there was limited income, she will not be comfortable today in her 40s, 50s. And in fact, a couple of years ago, I actually told her it's time to move to, maybe 10 years ago, slightly about 10 years. I asked to move to landed. She said, no, I can't afford. Guess what? The lender that I shortlisted for her, because I was quite personal in this journey with her. That lender, she didn't buy. And guess what? One of the celebrity bought it, value added it to it, pay a couple of hundreds of thousands of value add to it, and sold it and earned a couple of $1 million less than a year later. So these are the kind of opportunity when it strikes on your door, and if Stella Ho says buy, please buy, okay, consider that journey. Now, there was a year when I was in MNC, and then we were busy helping all these owners make lots of money. Then I saw the landed properties. Then landed properties in Serangoon Garden was $300 per square feet. I went and said, hey, it's time to buy landed, because it will run. It was only $300 for a Serangoon Gardens land, but I had no time to source for property there. I was busy trading time for money. So by the time I went to look at it, half year later, it was $800 per square feet. Did I enter? Yes, I did. Because today, as you all know, landed is also very expensive, more than $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, crazy value. It will go up. Look at the property market cycle.
The results really blow my mind away. Stella changed my blueprint of money, because in the past, to me, money is evil. If money comes to me, I give it out very fast, and I remove this mental block in my mind. Then I saw a miracle. I start to have faith. Everything can be possible. It all takes a change in your mindset.
So my question for you is it time to change your mindset? Or do you still want to stay not the same? And 10 years later, you tell me, hey, I should have taken your advice. Yeah? How many of you agree that it is time to move on and make a really informed decision to move on in life? So today looks like, there is okay, share with me, guys. Do you all agree that it is a time that money is made to be used, or money is made to be kept? Let me know
The results really.
Because it is important for us to know that we can actually change our reality of life by knowing
The results
can
really
change
blow
our
my
life.
mind.
Okay.
The results
You see,
really blow my
they
mind.
want you to change your mindset. So I couldn't move out of this.
Of money, because in the past, to me, money is evil.
So let's get back to this. Okay, awesome. Yes, it should be invested. Otherwise, it will be stagnant. Awesome.
If money comes to me, I give it out very fast, and I remove this mental block in my mind. Then I saw a miracle. I start to have faith. Everything can be possible.
So back to secret number 1. Sometimes when the system don't work, don't force it on. Okay, secret number 1, why en bloc properties. Now you sort of understand the strategy, why we do this. Can you all see the slides well? Yeah? Let me know if you can see the slides well, because I'm sharing the screen. Okay, if you have problem seeing the slide, let me know. Yeah, because this is quite an important journey for me, and I really want you guys to have this journey with me. Okay, let me see. Can you see the slide? Okay, sometimes in Zoom, it does happen when there's glitches. Not yet. Okay, I see someone tell me not yet. Okay. Zoom doesn't, today I think maybe is having a Chinese New Year break. So it's not working as well as you all guys can see, it wants me to give it time to adjust. So bear with me a while, because we are really covering very important slides today. Okay, let me just reposition it. Okay, can you all see the slides? Let me put it up. Okay, all right. So, secret number 2, we're going to go into secret number 2, how to then restructure, reposition, and reconfigure the property to earn passive cash flow that not only pays off your installment, but start to generate monthly passive income for yourself while you wait for the egg to hatch. So we're going to into analysis. So there's some technicality here. So go slow. Let me know if you don't understand. Okay. So we can ask, the Q&A can be at the end. You can ask me then. So the average selling price of the unit, we need to know before we select the property for en bloc. How does the developer calculate which is the right property and what is the land value they will pay for the en bloc? Residual land price. The residual land price is the value that they will pay you for the en bloc. And then you share it amongst all the units holding it. So there are a couple of things you need to understand. Also the apportionment for the development as well. The profile of the owners before you buy any real estate property that has en bloc potential. Can you all see the slides? Okay now? All good? Okay. So let me give you a case study. I'm running by real case studies. Okay. Some people say no slide seen. Okay now. Okay. All good? Okay, great. So Kavanagh Gardens. Kavanagh Gardens is a property that is very close to Orchard Road at the back, at Cuppage, behind Cuppage Plaza. I don't want you guys to rush off and buy Kavanagh Garden now. I need you to understand the calculations, and then with the right options in the market, then you choose what to buy. Because sometimes they are also overpriced. So you need to know what's the pricing in order to enter. Okay, so Kavanagh Garden is a land with about 1,100,000 square meters, which is 100 over 1,000 square feet. In Singapore's context, usually we use square feet. What is square meters to square feet is times 10.764. Actually, it's 7639, but 64 is good enough. Freehold, 172 units. The existing shorter floor area is 237,000. The maximum gross floor area is 269,000. Does it mean there's plot ratio gains? Look at it carefully. Strata floor area. Strata floor area is the net area. It's not the gross floor area. So chances is there's another number out there which will formulate into the GFA, which you can find out with the authority when you search with the authority to know what is the current floor area. However, we know the maximum gross floor area is 269,000. How do we get that? Use the land, 11,000. If you have a calculator right now, open the calculator, press now, 11,915.4 times 10.764. What do you get? Put in the chat there. If you have a calculator. If not, it's okay. Multiply by plot ratio. The plot ratio is 2.1. So multiply by plot ratio. That's how we get per plot ratio if there is development charge. In this one, because you can see that it's almost close to the GFA, gross floor area, that is approved, chances is there's no development charge because it could be either built to the maximum plot ratio or overbuilt. Some of the properties out there in the market, they are overbuilt outside the plot ratio. There's a reason why. Yeah, I won't go into the technicalities today because that's not our focus today. Okay, so then we look at what's the surrounding property pricing going around. Yeah, I know there are other transactions. Okay, I'm just pulling a few. 10 Evelyn Road, average 2,700 square feet per square feet. Holland Hill, 3,000. Grange, 186627. Okay, these are transacted in your A, so I pull them out. Sloan's Resident, 2875, etc. So averaging around 2,800. 3,000 thereabout. But there's a forward calculation for en bloc because it will not happen today. It will probably happen by the time you sign and get all the paperwork down is maybe 2 years down the road. So there is some forecasting required. So then we look at what's the land sales in the market. And you can see we go all the way to 2013. Why? Because there are very few land in District 910 being sold in recent years that is enough to be a comparable. So just like I talked about comparable analysis, right? Valuation, right? So you need to understand how do you compare land. So then we know, okay, 1,005 per square feet per plot ratio. Okay, Cascaded, closer, 2,377. Can you mention same locality, 2,311? Okay, Taiwa is at Killiney Road, 2,002. However, this is going to be built as a hotel. Hampton Court, 2005. So it's an understanding of land value that developer has paid to buy from the private or the government land sales. So then now, you know that, okay, average new sales in the range of 2,800 to 3,000, less of construction costs, less of development charges, if any, less of marketing expenses of selling the new properties, less of professional fees and stamp duties of holding the land, building it, architect's cost, and less of developers' profit. And your holding cost for the 3 years of holding the land, typically it takes about 3 years holding cost. Rule of thumb, same thing, financing and holding cost of the land. That gives you the land value. So on a plot of land like Havana Garden, it works out to be, right now, the reserve price is 480 million. Okay, of course, subject to changes, yeah, because it's an ongoing exercise for them. So now we know, okay, potentially what's the land cost, and for a unit of 1,206, there's a typo there. The current en bloc price is $2.8 million. Okay, of course, besides knowing your gross sales price, which your final value you can get, you need to know what the apportionment method for the development, the unit gross sales value, of course, 2.8, 480. The signing status now, where are they going at? And the seller stamp duty, you guys should know that there are a lot of stamp duties payable if you buy at the wrong time and sell at the wrong time. And if you take away some of these sellers' stamp duty, you may end up with no profit. So you need to understand that. So for someone who's buying an existing unit right now in Cavanagh Garden based on property search, there are similar unit asking for $2 million. First, for someone looking at Cavanagh Garden, potentially there is a profit of 800,000, which is about 30% more from at the point that you're buying it now. However, bearing in mind that there may be seller stamp duty, bear in mind that you are buying the right unit because there is also different permutations of unit in this development. Then you go in and understand what's the cost of holding this property. When you buy at $2 million, what's the monthly mortgage? Can you do smart leveraging to hold the property? Are you able to buy multiple properties? What are the strategies behind it? What's the maintenance cost involved? Any other costs? Are they going for refurbishment, maintenance work, whatsoever? So these are the understanding of what's the pricing strategy for en bloc, how do you enter the property, what is the holding, so that you can actually restructure your property to earn the positive cash flow with rental units. Okay, how do you potentially, or is this an investment property? How do you position yourself to rent it out so that it pays for your installment and also generate you more income? So we come to secret 3. How does this ultra wealthy multiply and maximize their properties and earn multiple positive cash flow to pay off installment and start to replicate this strategy, and while waiting for all these to hatch and others fund it? Okay, as you guys know, we have ABSD for Singaporeans, non-Singaporeans, PRs whatsoever, and it substantially has increased over the years, up to 30% for foreigners, 35% and 40% for developers. So there's also this TDSR, total debt servicing ratio, that has from 60% becomes 55%, which also means that you can borrow less. Of course, we don't talk about the HDB. I have the HDB component. So I feel that there is so much of these controls, changes in market, inflation, and recession. And I feel that it's my moral obligation to show you guys the different various strategies that you can actually help yourself position for the multiple properties. So I'm going to share you this case study. This is a case study. I'm looking at mid to long-term holding, not short-term, like I said. How do you then position your property to actually give you more positive income is to value add to the property. How do you value add the property to give it a better ambience, better aesthetic, and multiply the property into multiple units so that you can actually rent out more units and actually get more return for yourself. That's for investment people. Huh? Of course, if you're looking for owner-occupier, it is also how do you then position yourself to actually live in the property and stay comfortably with the kind of installment. So the mid and long-term plan is to actually value add to this property. So I also gave you several examples. It's not just in en bloc properties. I also give you some examples of landed that were entered. We actually reposition the landed and value add in it, and then subsequently sold it for a profit. So these are various different strategies. So for those people who want to own, anyone wants to own apartment that generates you monthly rental of 10K. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the super class. Huh? I'm not talking about the Amber, no, not Amber, oh, suddenly I forgot. District 9 top class property. I'm talking about a decent average District 9, 10, or even other central area or outside central properties. Yeah, around $2 million. How many of you want to own a 2 million property and generate you 10K per month? You want to come to the masterclass because we're going to break it down the strategy for you guys. So the 3 strategies are important to get you to your journey.
To share that I've known her since 2007, and she has always been a genuine and forthcoming, has also taught me some of my initial knowledge in real estate, because I met her in my first job in Jones Lang LaSalle on a consistent basis. She gives me certain advice, even for my personal well-being, and also checks in on me from time to time.
Yeah, this is one of my teammate when I was in an MNC, and then he has moved on, and now today he's one of the good property agents, top property agents in Singapore, and he has generated not just wealth for his family, also his clients, using strategies that has been shared with him before. So this is my family. Do I have permission to reveal my family to you? I love to share this. This is us in Japan. Just a couple of weeks ago, and we were traveling for 21 days, and these are my 3 children. I think what's the most important thing for a parent is to be able to provide the comfort, the security, and not just that, the knowledge. Yeah. So when you actually have this knowledge of property investing, it's not just keeping for yourself, it's also passing on to your children, to your grandchildren, to your nieces, to your nephews. So I felt that it's important to share all these strategies so that you, like me, can pass it on to our children. And like I said, my 17-year-old tell me he wants to own 100 properties. I'm really proud of him because it shows that we have shown him that the right strategy in life to exit early in life is to invest in property. So get him started younger. Yes, exactly. Get him started younger. And so I have this masterclass coming in March, and this is a live event. And I've never done this before. I made this decision to share this because many of my friends has actually asked me to teach what I know, to share it with the world over the years. And they have been asking me to just put it out, to help many people. The pandemic made me realize that a lot of people suffered a lot, and I feel really it is my time to help the world. I was looking for my fulfillment, searching in other ways, giving fulfillment. I realized the best fulfillment I can give art, and for myself and to help others is to offer this to help as many people as possible. So this property wealth legacy class, we're going to break it down simple. We're going to hold you by the hand. You're not going to be thrown there and then just listen to me. We're actually going to implement the steps and identify, negotiate the properties so that you can actually start your journey. So we're not going to put you to theory. It is actually the strategies and techniques that you can do for yourself that has helped us and many of the people that we have helped to actually gain this kind of financial security in life. So it is a 2-day live event, in person, immersion, so that you can actually put your time, 1 weekend of your time. Is it worth it? 1 weekend of your time and you get the strategy techniques that someone and a team of people has taken 25 years to build, so that you can actually shortcut your learning process. Is it worth it? How much would that be worth to you if you know the secrets and strategies to do it for yourself? Put a number to it, guys. Really don't come here and listen to me. To put a number to it, how much will it be worth to you if you find the right strategy and earn your first pot of gold? To be honest, I can tell you most Singaporeans are millionaire on paper. When you sell your property, including your HDB flat at $1 million, a lot of people these days, Punggol, Sapphire, 1.22 million. Yeah. So, however, are you able to actually monetize and take back this cash in your pocket? That's another question. So who will this work for? If you're newbie in property investing, you want to own property and expand your portfolio, you are looking for retirement fund and strategy, exit strategy, you're working on wealth creation, legacy planning for future generation, or to pass it on, to have this knowledge and do it, implement it, create the wealth, pass on the information, the knowledge, and also for yourself, create the money, for your children. Okay, this masterclass is well worth $10,000. In fact, it's way above $10,000 because this strategy, no one has taught it before. So I welcome any property agents out there who wants to learn this, because a lot of property investors, agents out there knows the theory. However, they don't understand this as well. Some of my peers also asked me to teach them this, which I'm happy to share to anyone to help you out in your own journey out there. So we're going to hold you by the hand, teach you step by step. So if you find overwhelmed with the calculation today, because we are only working on a 90 minutes time duration, I'm not able to share every single detailed steps. We will hold you by the hand so that you know exactly what to do. So for those who are looking at this, let me share with you more things that you can get. We are going to share with you the cash flow domination action plan to create multiple streams of income, rental income, so that self-pay for your mortgage and also give you passive income. Like I said just now, 2 million properties generate you $10,000. Who wants that? You actually pay for your mortgage installment about $7,000, maximize the value, 180%, rent 1.25 million kind of mortgage. Per month rate in the range of $7,000, you still have net income of $3,000. Who wants that? Anyone? Say a yes in the chat if you want this. We're going to share that strategy. So we are going to help you walk you the journey of creating this property wealth roadmap. Like I said, property wealth roadmap, don't follow the herd instinct. Know the calculation, know how to design for yourself so that you can achieve that success. So we're going to walk you through the process systematically with the financial goal. Like Mrs. Juliana, she started not knowing that she can actually create a cash flow out of her income to generate a property investment. So if she can do it with very low income, you can do it for yourself. And then you can replicate the strategy. It's about replication. So bonus number 1, you will get that secret list of properties for investing. We will actually show you the list that no other investors want you to have it. Why? Because you become the competitor. So only for those coming to the masterclass, you're going to get the secret list. And the other bonus, guaranteed. Some of these property consultant agents out there don't even know how to do this. Okay, the trade secrets calculator. It is my trade secret. It's something that I'm going to share with you, how the trade secrets of calculating the property with en bloc potential, that developers also don't want you to know it, because then the prices that you pay for these properties for yourself and for them will become higher, right, when they buy from you. And in fact, you don't have to rely on agents telling you there's premium. Sometimes they tell you there's premium, but actually there's no premium because they don't understand the calculations. When there's no more en bloc potential when it is priced too high with the premium accounted inside the property value. So you need to know for yourself whether there is the margin of gains there for yourself. Guess what? For this 2 days live workshop, you're not just getting me, you're getting my team of people, including those with experience of landed, converting all this value adding for landed, etc. Of course, we're going to go through many kinds of property wealth legacy creation plans and all these bonuses that I'm talking about, the bonus, secret list, the trade secrets. On top of that, we're going to give you a special bonus of this property wealth legacy investor club. Okay, by now you should have heard that, you hang out with the 5 people with the right energy, the right mindset, you will generate, positive growth for yourself. So we have this extended family of like-minded investors that you want to hang out with so they can learn from them. You can hear the opportunities out there and you can be inspired by all these opportunities and you can get expert views. So we are not talking about theory, we're talking about actual action plan in this mastermind. So we have a 10,000 worth value mastermind, the cash flow domination plan, the roadmap creation, the top secret list, the trade calculator, secret calculator, the mastermind behind all this investing, the investor club. This total value is actually well worth above 45,000. And we have all the heavy lifting done for you. We're going to make it simple for you. In fact, simplified to the level of a layman understanding. So my question to you is, how much is it worth to you? If you have all the heavy lifting done for you, you have all the step forward done simple for you. And if all this take is to shift your mindset and get you past the fear of investing in properties and creating this passive income exit strategy for retirement, would it be worth it? The next question I have for you is, if you can build a legacy for your children, for yourself, for your family, would it be worth it? And what if it can empower you to invest not just one property, but multiple properties because you replicate? And these properties are worth an upside potential of 30% or more the day you buy it. Would it be worth it? You'll be far ahead of many of your peers. When I first started in my journey, many people think we are crazy. A few years on, many of them regretted that, my friends, even those in the industry, they regretted that they didn't take our advice to move forward ahead in life. And today, I would say that we're in a relatively comfortable position to be able to provide that kind of security for our children, that some of the people are still in the rat race. Yeah. So to be honest, I have 2 choices. I can actually go as low as possible so that I can reach out to many people that I can help. Or I can actually have a high investment value to this masterclass or whatever program that I offer. And that enables me to give time to focus just on a few people intimately and have more time with these people. I have these 2 choices. So I'm actually wanting you to see that the value of 45,000 is beyond the value, that dollar value. If you're holding the investment mindset and you want to actually achieve the success, we want to help you. So for today only, if you get started now, it's 2,997 and we're only giving limited seats. This is a mastermind class that's never happened before in the market, and we're doing it for you guys. What's more, I'm going to give you additional bonus. If you take action now, team, put in the link. If you take action now, we are going to take $2,000 off with a coupon code. So only if you are in this webinar workshop right now, you're going to hear this. If you go into our page, you're going to see 2997. Only if you click in, put in createyourinfinitewealth.com/checkout page, you can actually put in the coupon code and get it for 997. So team, please give them the link. Okay, this is a CANY offer. So let me show you how it looks. Okay, guys. So if you click on the link, okay, you get into this page that says property wealth legacy. Okay, go ahead and do it with me now. You can put in here your name. Okay, oops. And the coupon code, you enter, go to the next step. At the payment, there is a coupon code, put in PWL 2023. Go ahead and click in now if you are interested to create a wealth legacy for yourself and your family. Otherwise, it is just pure knowledge. I would like to share that knowledge doesn't get you anywhere. In fact, knowledge is just knowledge. Until you implement, then you can have a possible potential of gaining the success in your life. So the number one mistakes that people make is, okay, after this, they say, okay, I'm going ahead. I will just do it myself. Go ahead. You can always do it on your own. Find another person who can help you in this. However, you probably have to go through a learning curve, like myself, 25 years of my time. And let me share with you that we are going to give you a very special bonus for today. If you take up this, we are going to give you a special bonus for the first 8 who signs up for today. For the first 8 of you who signs up, you're going to come along with your partner. This is what I really want to help, because I know property investing journey, the knowledge, the implementation requires a journey of understanding. And it would be great if you can bring along your wife, your husband, your partner, your children to get them started early in life. Someone that is truly close to you and you want to help them get ahead with times. Get ahead in the rat race. Don't be in the rat race, but get ahead to create your wealth. So for this webinar workshop, go ahead, click in the link, because you're only for the first 8. We're going to allow you to bring your partner. Yeah, so you can actually ask my team for who you can bring. Yeah, and then come for this workshop so that you can help the people you love as well. And this is truly what we want for as many people as possible. So my question to you is, what would happen if you don't say yes? Chances are you're going to walk away and then say, I'll do it the next time round, and then nothing's going to happen and life is back to normal. It's going to be the same for you guys, and nothing will change in your life. So information doesn't change anything, only if you take action. So only if you are in this workshop, you're going to see this bonus number 4. Bring a partner and get that 1 free, 1 + 1. First 8 only. So guys, the link is there. Put in the code. And I can't do this for everyone. For those coming into this workshop, you can click on the link and then put down your partner's name to our team. Yeah, for only the first 8, we'll contact you and put you up together for all these, the additional partner, only for the first 8 person. My question is cost versus value. Is this cost to you? If you hold investor mindset, do you want to create a value for yourself? The strategy, techniques for retirement early? Yeah, I have invested already on the PWL. Yes. Yes. Mike, yes. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you for returning for the webinar workshop. Yes, my team will inform you of the event. It will be on the March 26th weekend. Yeah, we will send an email to you on the location and the details, and welcome in, yeah, for taking action. Yeah, the team will inform you. We have you on the list. Yeah, we didn't forget you. So no worries about it. So either way, you have to pay. You have to pay, invest in yourself, 997 for now, and get all these to implement for yourself. You have a journey on, yeah, or you pay by learning on yourself. Invest in millions of dollars, get the experience, and then do it in future. Yeah. So if not now, when? If you're already in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, would your life change if you don't take action? if you take one correct action, would your retirement totally be different? So money is just a resource. I love to share this. Money is just a resource. However, if you invest with the right mindset correctly, it's going to give you the exit strategy. However, if you keep, what's the difference with 997 in Singapore? Yeah, perhaps for some of you, is the month's groceries. But investing in that 1 month's groceries could give you a multiple million properties portfolio. What is that difference for you? So it's up to you. You either change things, choose to change things, or remain the same. And like I said, I always feel that if Mrs. Juliana has not taken action to make that decision to upgrade, to take the advice and moved on, she'll be the same today. She will still be in that 3-room HDB flat. If not for the actions that she has taken to go ahead and invest when she thinks that she doesn't have money, she would not be staying in a penthouse today with a value well worth close to $2 million. So I'm going to stop share. Team put the link back again. So only for the first 8 people, click in there for today. For those that came in the last round, you know, we only offer this during the workshop, the $2,000 off, as well as the bonus for the partner. So you want to hop in. Yeah, we decided to run this webinar again because there were people who missed during this Chinese New Year period, and many people want to hop in for these various webinar workshop. At least if you don't join us for that particular mastermind, you will have taken something away from tonight. Learn it for yourself. And if you want to come back for the next training, always hop in, because every time you look at it in depth, you will learn a different angle to the strategies that we talk about. So coupon code PWL 2023. If you don't put on the coupon code, that will be, no $2,000 off. So I'm going to open now for Q&A. Any questions? Yeah. Any questions out there? Team, shall we put them in panelists? I'm really grateful, thankful for you guys to take time for yourself. It's not for me, it's for yourself. Invest in your own time for your own journey in property investing. The only reason why many people become millionaires is because they take action and implement to get result. So we have limited slot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my team is saying it. Yeah, reserve your spot as the live is filling up. The live event, we're going to keep it relatively intimate. Yeah, and because for selected few, we are going to allow them to bring partners. Yeah, unless we make executive decisions to open it up. At this point in time, only 8 for today. Yeah, so for you guys, you want to bring along your partners, your children, your wife. This is something that is well worth learning. If I can get my children to learn all these details, I would really, really be very happy, because that's going to take them far in life. Okay, guys, I would love for you to hop in. If you are still in this workshop, turn on your camera. If you have questions, go ahead and ask me. Okay, I will be away for 30 days. Please let me know earlier. Yeah. The team will inform you via email of the workshop. Yeah, it will be end of March. We want to help as many of you get onto this workshop. So yeah, like I said, this is the first time ever I'm running this workshop, because I really feel that since there are many people asking for it, I will just do it to help you guys. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? Anyone? Yeah, you're promoted to panelists. So join with your videos turned on and ask any questions you may have. Okay, any questions? When I was in this journey in real estate investing, I had no one to hold me by the hand in this manner. I had to learn through my own trial and error. To be honest, we have also made mistakes. Mistakes that when the market crashed, we were like panicking, whether we should exit or we should continue. There are journeys like that. And fortunately, because with the right mindset of investing, we're able to turn every crisis into opportunity. How to avoid paying ABSD? There are many strategies around that. Some of it is leveraging on investors out there with your family. Some of it is investing in properties that you can multiply into different rental units so that you don't have to pay ABSD. So we will cover that in depth in the masterclass. The next question is, how do you do commercial or shop house? In this masterclass, I'm not selling you anything. Okay. I don't do retail investing. Of course, I guide you, and like I said, I'm in the investment component, an investment journey. So I don't understand your question. Do you want to turn on your mic and ask me, Arthur? Do we promote him to panelist so that I understand your question? What do you mean by, do you do commercial shop house? Are you talking about investing in commercial shop house? Okay. Can we put him on panelist and you can ask the question? If you're talking about investing in commercial shop house, selectively, okay. Shop houses, there's also different categories. Sometimes when you choose shop houses, they are not under commercial zoning. They are still under residential zoning. You still have to pay ABSD. Okay. Anyway, since you asked this question, it's a very good question because many people don't even know that. Some of them are commercial resi, so there's a component of ABSD payable. All right. So there are also properties that there are ways to multiply a shop house to multiple units so that you can avoid ABSD as well. So en bloc is a very special class of investing. So we want to take you through a special education and so that you can generate the upside potential in this. In the masterclass, we can go in depth into other classes of other types of properties investing. Like I said, right now, even for en bloc, right? Now there's also the class of commercial en blocs. Yeah, commercial en blocs is also up and trending. So you want to know which are the ones that you want to choose. Yeah. Arthur, would you like to hop in so that I get your questions right? Analyzing commercial properties as an investment. This is not the topic for discussion today. However, during the masterclass, we can run through some of these options of other classes because that's the intention of a more in-depth understanding on property investing. Commercial properties, like I said, it is a price versus supply and also versus transaction values. Sometimes what's in the market is already well above the value of the property. And you need to understand that commercial property, whether they have good rental returns, even in the shopping mall. Okay, some of you know that some of the shopping mall has strata office for sale. Since you asked for the benefit of you asking this question, I appreciate the question. Very good question. Even in a shopping mall, if the shop is next to the escalator, on the first floor, on the second floor, and on the third floor, it will also be of different value. So the position, the location of the shop will give different value to each unit. So even in a commercial en bloc, I am relating it back to commercial en bloc because today's topic is en bloc. It helps you determine, for example, the apportionment method. So when you're entering, say, a purchase of en bloc property, which is under commercial category, you can know for yourself whether you can generate potential upside for your unit that you purchase. Maybe the entire development has good value. However, does your unit has an upside? So we need to understand that kind of differences. So we can even analyze a commercial en bloc kind of understanding in the masterclass. Good question. Thank you very much for your question. If I am on the right track with you. So if you guys still are interested, click on the link before we end this webinar workshop. And after the workshop, yeah, you'll be back to our clickyourinfinitewealth.com 2997. Yeah, if you like. And to bring along a partner to learn this it's just a crazy deal. All right. we want to do it to help you guys. Any more questions? Grateful that you guys are staying here all the way on 初四，新年快乐，万事如意。And 今年要发大财 is the beginning of your journey. If you so decide that this is the thing that you want to make the difference for your life. Yeah, 2023, are you going to be the same? Are you just going to watch other people become multi-millionaires and you say, hey, I should have done it yesterday? Okay, so go ahead. If you have any questions, you can ask my team. The team is here. If you have any more questions, yeah. Anyone more? How? Yeah, miss, any questions? Okay. So, like I said, if you're 30s, 40s, 50s, decide. If not now, when? And you can also bring your son, your daughter to learn this early in life. They'll be ahead of the market. Yeah. I started at 24, purchasing 24, 25, purchasing the first property. Yeah. All right. Okay. If there's no more questions, we'll end today's workshop. I hope to see you guys at the live webinar, at a live masterclass to make a difference for your life. Okay. If no more questions, we're going to end this webinar workshop. Okay, I don't think I missed any questions, and I'm great to see you guys. See you all soon again. Yeah, it's a great way to create wealth legacy ahead of our generations. Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. Thank you for the team. Yeah, bye for now, and enjoy your New Year. 15 days of New Year, celebrate every day to the fullest, and come to our workshop end of March to change your life. Bye.